Okay, hey, how you doing? My name is Erick Otchere, and I want to discuss how to effectively participate in a Susu. So there's a difference between actually being in a Susu and running a Susu, or running a Susu and being in a Susu. Being in a Susu has its own responsibilities. There are certain differences in how a person is to interact with the banker that can make the Susu run more effectively and smoothly, or it can make the Susu run poorly and kind of ruin the whole process. So let's get right into it. I don't want to take too much of your time. How to effectively participate in a Susu. All right. Once again, I like to write very poorly. My writing on the board is always subpar. However, how to effectively participate in the Susu. I'm just gonna write down. I guess I believe four basic. I like to keep my points very basic. So four basic points. Let's start with familiarity. Number two would be consistency. Number three would be question. And four would be records. So, my four main points of how to effectively participate in the Susu. One, familiarity. Two, consistency. Three, questions. Four, and records. So, let's start with familiarity. Basic. If you're going to join a Susu or somebody's inviting you to a Susu, either way, however that interaction starts off, you want to know that person very well. You want to know that person to a point where you know where they live, you know how to contact them if you ever need to contact them, you have a history with them, you know how they behave, and it would be great if you know how they are with their finances and their money. That way you can gauge whether or not this is going to be something that is going to benefit you, because they wouldn't do something that wouldn't benefit them financially. Also, you want to know them to the point to where whoever they're dealing with, you know them too. So if you're joining a Susu with them and you don't know anybody that they're dealing with, then okay, you might want to say, hey, well, what's going on? So in a situation like that, I would suggest you try and say, hey, well, let me, whatever your little payout or spot is, or whatever, how are you doing that? Let me go in half with you. I don't want to have you may not want to have your own requirement or responsibility within the Susu. You may want to go in with them kind of on some, I guess mentor to mentee or tutelage type situation where you can kind of get a drift of what the Susu is, how it works. All Susus aren't the same. One thing may be different from this Susu to the next, or the one Susu may be totally different from how you may have been taught how a Susu works. So you want to get to know that Susu as well. So the familiarity of knowing who you're dealing with and who you're getting involved with is very important, and that will add to the effectiveness of your participation in the Susu. Consistency. Obviously, you need to be on time all the time. You don't want to be the person that's holding things up. You don't want to be the person that's always late and that everybody's always wondering where you are. And you also don't want to be the person that you got your payout and now people are questioning, oh, well, are you coming back? Or you don't want to be the person thinking, oh, you might steal money, because then you might not be invited back into that Susu, and that's gonna, hinder your ability to learn how to actually operate in the Susu and be an active participant in the Susu, and you will miss out on an opportunity to be in a consistent revolving Susu that has long-term benefits that create a huge network of financial cooperation and economic cooperation. So you want to be consistent. You want to be somebody who somebody says, oh, I know who this person does Susus. You might want to ask this person how the Susu works, things like that. You want to be somebody that understands this. So being consistent allows that to happen. Also, you build your integrity. Obviously, you you want people to think that you're somebody they can count on. So consistency, that's an effective way to actively participate in the Susu, always being on time, not being late. 3, questions. Questions. Always ponder what is next. How is this working? Can we make it better? Just because you're not running it doesn't mean you need to be on silent in the back on the bench waiting for things to happen. Make things happen too, because you never know. You might want to run a Susu. You might want to run that Susu. Just because that person that's running the Susu is in that spot right then and there doesn't mean they're always going to be in that spot. Something may happen. They may say, hey, I can't do a Susu right now this time, guys. I got things to do. Okay, hey, everybody else, don't worry about it. I'll take over. Those questionings from the beginning allow you to better understand that Susu, how that Susu works. You also want to know the people in a Susu. So you want to question whoever you got into the Susu with about the people. Or just because, you're in the Susu, you want to know everything about a Susu. So always ask questions, and asking questions can incite better opportunities to make the Susu better. Just being vocal and communicating and getting to know everybody in your Susu. Just because you join the Susu with all the friends from high school or somebody from college doesn't mean that you're going to know everything about them. You may learn new things about people you didn't really know that well. So, just broadly, ask questions. Get to know what you're doing. You're giving your resources to somebody and expecting them to give you something back. You want to question them, and you want transparency, and just understand how important it is to be inquisitive about the process of cooperative economics. And 4, records. Can't stress this enough. Keep track of your stuff. Just because somebody has charts and keeping things in order and showing you what's going on doesn't mean you need to rely totally on theirs. Keep track of your stuff because your numbers may be different from theirs, and you're going to want to make sure that things line up and that you're getting what you're supposed to get out of this. So keep records, make sure you have your stuff in order, make sure you know where you're supposed to be, where the group is supposed to be, so that everything can run smoothly. So that's pretty much it. How to effectively run a Susu, how to effectively participate in a Susu. Familiarity, get to know who you're dealing with. Consistency, be on time. 3, questions, get to know what's going on in the Susu. 4, keep records, make sure you got your stuff in order. And hey, if you got any questions, reach out to me in the comments. My name is Erick Otchere. Oh yeah, please subscribe to the page because there's more to come. And thanks for joining me.